Oh my god.
Welcome to our One Piece discussion. This is a segment we're going to try out called One Piece of Our Minds, and we will just go through as the new chapters come out, discuss our thoughts, give our live reactions while we read them. And I've made you guys a very happy little drawing down there. I hope you can appreciate and enjoy that. It took me a lot longer than it should have. Um, Patrick, you want to go from there? I'll be right back.
Sure thing. So the way we're going to be doing this, we're kind of doing this like a lot of other live reactors will do. I will be reading the chapter out loud, and John will be here to commentate. If the need arises, we'll both be reacting. So, um, I hold on. Actually, no holding on. So, I haven't heard anything about this chapter, so I was trending on Twitter. So I preemptively put a bunch of muted words in place, so neither of us are spoiled, as far as I know. Um, and I don't know. We've went a couple weeks now without it, or 1 week without a chapter. The last chapter was the Garp chapter. So I'm really excited to see where things are going right now. I truly, there's no way to predict this. It's just Oda having fun, like watching his dominoes all fall into place. So um, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I gotta say real quick, the cover art this time is just the Straw Hats taking a lazy nap, and I love it. There's a bunch of squirrels.
Oh,
Everybody's having a good time.
that's so cute. I love that. Sora and Sanji are next to each other. Don't think I don't see that.
Oh my god, are they spooning? Who's the big spoon?
Well, Zoro is trapping a squirrel on his chest.
That
Sanji's reading.
by default makes him big spoon.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Is the first one to
He's
grab the
also
squirrel.
he's also got his hand on Frankie's face.
I didn't notice that. That's amazing.
There's a lot going on here.
I
I
love
really
how they
like
both
this
have
episode.
snot bubbles. They're just too sleepy to fucking care. Wait, are
And
the
I love
squirrels floating in the snot bubbles?
I think those are just bubbles. This
Just
could be
different
Sabaody or
coincidental
something.
bubbles?
Yeah, I was actually about to point that out. I really like how they've kind of blended the snoring, sleeping snot bubbles with the actual bubbles.
No, I think they're snot bubbles. Look at Luffy's. A squirrel's hopping on that one. A squirrel's going into Jinbei's. I think those are their snot bubbles. And the squirrels
Okay.
are just in them. I like it.
I think those are snot bubbles and the squirrels are just in them. Okay. That's
You
the
know what?
energy we're
I'm
starting off with.
realizing there's the girls aren't here.
That's a good call. That's a good
Wonder
call.
why.
Next chapter, it'll be Nami and Robin
Taking a nap?
Vivi,
Hmm.
with, with Vivi and
Ooh.
with other female people. I'm blanking on Viola, maybe footing. I don't know.
Chiffon, Lola,
Trafalgar,
Grandma
Deepwater,
Kokoro.
Law.
All right, let's jump into this. I can't wait.
All right. So here we go. One Piece chapter 1081. All
Oh
right.
my god! Look at the title!
10th ship captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Kuzan. I am so glad.
Oh,
When I was putting the muted words in on Twitter, I put in Kuzan just on a whim because I'm like, there's a chance we just don't go
there's
back to
a
Drola Island.
chance. Dude, are we about to see Garp v. Kuzan?
Dude, I'll be so interested because I literally saw an image earlier this week that said that took the chapter, what was it, zero? That was the prologue to Strong World.
Okay.
And it shows like Garp and Suru and Sengoku, and every one of them has one of the former three emeralds under them. So like Garp had Kuzan, and then Suru had Aokiji, and blah 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 blah.
Really?
Point is, you know, Aokiji and Garp have a history,
Exactly, yeah.
so I'll be curious to see how this plays out. All right, so we have Garp's ship flying in from the end of the last chapter. He's just did his planetary devastation. He's got his cool hot dude. Garp's so fucking cool, dude. Um,
I couldn't imagine him being more hype.
I didn't know what to expect, but here we are. All right. The battleship's coming down, and here we have I forget his name already. It's been
Bruce.
what's that?
Bruce.
Like
You're talking about
the guy
Claybird, right?
the guy well, Bruce, that's also I think a character from a Zelda game. So that's where my wires are getting mixed, but
I promise you his name is Bruce.
I'll believe you. I'll believe you. I'll go back and double check, but I do believe you. Um, all right, so the ship's flying in on Garp. He's on the ground, turning the page. Shiki is holding on for dear life. Everyone's screaming, and the pirates are saying, "Damn you, Garp! I'll kill that old geezer."
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will.
And he just took out like how many of you? And you're like, "I'll kill him." Whatever.
He
So
just freaking he Luffy'd ya. He
yeah,
Marine Ford Luffy'd ya. You're not gonna kill him.
no, he yeah. Don't move, pirates, or you'll suffer even more. Garp's just like, just look at this mess. Hmm. After all these years, I'm losing my edge. God bless.
Oh, it's so cool.
God bless them. They're like, ah, shut up. You can't possibly do more damage than this. And you got someone calling out, Vice Admiral Garp. Ah, Kobe, you're all right. And then I hear some Meppo crying.
Oh hell
Oh,
yeah, bro.
man, I'm so glad they didn't kill Kobe.
He's really grown
He,
on me over the years.
he grew on me like as soon as first time we saw him in Water 7, I'm like, you're all right.
Yeah,
I can
pretty
trust
much.
you too.
Like there was like, okay, so you're gag, but even now, I love him. He's Kobe's sidekick. He's Kobe's bitch. Okay, okay,
All
let's
right.
go.
All right, so here's the other members of SWORD. There's Suryu's granddaughter. I'm forgetting her name. She's like, "You went too far, Garp. Naughty boy." And then here's Spruce Goose. I can't believe he called Kobe the future of the Navy. That sucks. I'm gonna
Aw.
sabotage him. You're not supposed to say that part out loud, you sweet sheltered child. I like
Wait.
these guys.
Okay, so he is a prince and he's all entitled and stuff. He appears to be
Mhm.
blonde. Any chance he's related to Cabbage?
I don't know. That might be looking for a connection that's not there, but I'm open to it.
I'm open. Like I'm not trying to force that, but I'm just
Mhm.
connecting those dots in case.
Yeah, no, that's it's something to call out because like watch him pull it out like it's like a cover story where Cabbage reunites with his long lost brother or something.
The Marine
Uh,
has to fight the pirate now, except they're
yeah,
brothers. I
yeah.
like it. I like it. I could see it. Let's go
All
on.
right, write it down, Oda. Kobe, Captain Kobe. Everyone's calling out to him, and they're like, "Huh, Tashigi? It's more than just the sword members." Vice Admiral Garp, I can't get Kobe's shackle off, no matter how I try. You gotta help. Oh shit!
Oh shit! Is this a bomb?
Oh shit!
Are we about to
I'm
watch Kobe blow up?
nah. And then we see Hibari get frozen. Kobe's like, "What, Hibari?" And everyone's reacting, and Garp's just like, "Well, shit, Kuzan." Everyone's like, "What, Kuzan? What have you
Okay.
done?
Yeah, this was different.
Unfreeze, unfreeze Hibari right now." Everyone's like, "Yeah, it's Aokiji." And then someone's like, "Hey, Kuzi," which I'm
Yeah,
only
love
calling him
that.
Kuzi from now on.
Oh, absolutely, my boy Kuzi.
And then Kuzi says, "We can't have this, Kobe. You can't go escaping when Teach isn't around." Where looks like we're jumping into a flashback. Shut up. Are we actually?
Yeah, it looks like it. 2 years ago. Ooh,
Two
ooh, ooh.
years ago, Admirals Akainu and Aokiji fought over the right to be the next naval fleet admiral. Oh, it's about a year after that. Okay. I thought we were going to see the Punk Hazard fight. That's
I
fine.
know. So did I for a sec.
On an island in the New World. Hey, what happened here? Ah, it's Blackbeard. Get out of town. Get out of town. Who did this? Hold that. I don't even need to ask. There's only one man who could do such a thing. It's you, Aokiji. And this is Blackbeard confronting him. Then we get a shot of outside. We see, what is that, San Juan Wolf? Is that his name?
Yeah.
I always forget the big guy's name. But he's all frozen. Blackbeard's saying, "All my people are frozen outside. Undo your powers." And Kuzi's like, "Oh, shut up. Better watch out with that tremor fruit here. Your crew will crumble to pieces. You're their captain. You should know. You really think I struck first? Plus, you've heard the situation. I'm in a state of mourning. It's not the right time to test me. You can imagine who was in the wrong here." He's fucking cool.
Ooh.
He's fucking cool. What do you think he means by a state of mourning? Do you think we can talk about that after the chapter in depth, but
Like, he's definitely just faking that he quit the Marines. He's like, I lost the title and I quit. By
it's
the
been
way, I
a
want to be a pirate now.
year though, you know? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Hmm.
It looks like he might still have his Navy coat on.
It definitely appears so.
I don't know.
Or he's
All right,
adopted a similar jacket. Okay,
it's
come on, come on, come on.
possible. Come on, come on, come on. Zee ha ha ha. I like the way you drink ice candy. We're just
Ice
kidding.
Candy Koozie is absolutely my new porn name. Like, that's just a fact.
Kuzan's laughing. Same to you, sick bastard. Hey, we need more drinks over here. And they're just sitting down and talking, the Blackbeard Pirates and Kuzi. So what did Kainu say after that? And then Kuzan's like, two men who came up the ranks together in a fight to the death. I can feel something boiling up within me. You think you're made of magma? And everyone's just laughing.
It's funny because it's true.
Love it. Hey, say what you will about the Blackbeard Pirates. This is a fun interaction.
It is!
And so look at me now. I've only got one leg. I have to fill up the pair with ice at all times. And then what is that? Vasco shot's like, yeah, so that's what it's like when admirals fight. And Pizarro. I I'm so bad with the
Uh,
Black Pirates names.
yeah, no, it's gonna take some time to get them all down. I think it's Pizzalo.
Okay. What about Akainu? Did you at least rip an arm off? And nah, but he should be scarred all over. And then here's Katarina Devon. Speaking of scars,
No,
Commodore,
you
do
do
you
the
think
laugh.
I don't know how she does it though.
Well, tell her.
All right. Going forward, I don't know who voices Catalina Devon in the Japanese dub of the anime or the English dub, frankly. But here's how we're gonna do it, all right?
I hope that's
Speaking of,
it.
it's probably more of a witch cackle. I probably butchered that. um, speaking of scars, Commodore, do you think he knows about Burn Scar? Burn Scar. And here's Jesus. God bless. See, there are four red poneglyphs out there in the world that are more important than any others. Two of the four belong to Kaido and Big Mom. But the other two, they're the ones we can't find, and one of them is said to be held by a man with a burn scar. Who, me? You just got yours. Blup, 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 blup. Uh,
Is that Vasco Shot saying that?
I believe so. Yeah, because he's what, the alcoholic of the group or whatever.
I just, I love that. Wait, is it me? No, you know you don't have one.
You just got it. I'm trying to. Yeah. All right. And they use the feet. Oh, they say he rides in an all black ship that swallows enemies in a gigantic vortex if they should wander close. Perhaps that's a devil fruit at play. And she's like, my guess is that it's a government man. The world government's got dark secrets of its own. If they hold one of the stones, it means no pirate will ever reach the One Piece. Uh,
Okay,
I
so
have
we're
an I have
definitely
a theory.
we're talking about Saul here, right? Like that's a
Mm.
consensus.
No, I haven't heard that theory. I kind of like it though.
That Skull's the one scarred by burns after
Mhm.
Ohara was like up in
Oh,
flames. It's not
hmm
physically scarred. He's emotionally, mentally scarred by these burns.
I actually have heard that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if he's got the poneglyph, what's making these whirlpools?
Well, here's where I go next. Who do we know that can control the weather with a potential devil fruit ability?
Hachi. Hachi made whirlpools back in Arlong Park.
And Dragon.
No, no, that was just convenient green wind.
Mm. All right.
I could definitely see it being dragon. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
All right. Poneglyphs. Got no good memories about them. I would imagine not. If I'd seen one of those red stones at O'Hara, I wouldn't forget it. But all I remember was a good friend fighting back against the government. Or one out,
Oh,
or one out. And
I'm
the
drinking
sad
my coffee, and I love that more than Saul. So no,
and the sad, lonely eyes of a little girl whose fate rested in the palm of my hand. Burgess is like, sounds like a real boring story.
that is not Burgess.
Yes, it is.
Oh, sorry, I thought that bubble was coming from Lafitte.
No, 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 no. The feat's whispering to Teach. What do you think, Commodore? If we take his power, it would be a huge boost. So, okay, I'm going to save all this for after. I don't want to get into it too much, but
Okay.
that's interesting. I heard that, you wretched scum. Do I need to send all of you to a frozen hellscape? And they're like, oh, shit. Oh. And I've heard about how you're hunting for devil fruit powers. You want to try me? And they're like, wait, Kuzi, calm down. Teach is like, I apologize. My man here made a stupid suggestion, but that's not my intent. Just the opposite. Would you
Ugh.
ride with us? Blech. Would you ride with us instead? Everyone's like, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? He's already preemptively frozen everyone. I appreciate that.
Go
You're out of a
Koozie.
job. Oh, koozie. Oh, ice candy koozie. You're out of a job, ain't you? Anything lined up? What else are you gonna do, huh? Chased around by the powers of justice? But in our world, justice takes a different form. Sounds like, watch yourself. Just because we shared a few drinks doesn't mean I trust any of the lot of you. Easy now, easy. Have you got the wrong idea about pirates? Nobody said we were all the best of friends here. And that's just another mark for why Blackbeard is completely different to Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the only thing pirates need is an alignment of interests. You're a free man. What do you want, Kuzan? And we're cutting forward back to present time.
Oh,
Garp's
come
feeling.
on! Goddamn Oda and his flashbacks.
Kuzan's just sitting there. Garp's like, hey, Kuzan, put Habari back to normal. Let Kobe go. Come back to the Navy. And Kuzan's getting ready to go. You always did like to say whatever was on your mind, but I'm afraid I can't help you with any of those things, Garp. I love that about you, which is why I live my life the way I want now. So that breaks my heart, but that's okay.
Ooh.
All right. And he starts the fight off with an ice ball, and Garp is immediately encased in an ice ball. Would you kill your senior apprentice to save your protege? Don't be tied down by this nonsense. I taught you to live in the moment. And he's breaking through it. Everyone's like, oh shit, it's not working. Excuse me. Garp's
Blue
like, listen up.
hole. Oh, sorry.
Garp's like, listen up, Kuzan. Wavering is a sign of weakness. Blue hole, and punches him into the ground, it looks like.
Very, very hard. Not as hard as like Galaxy Destruction. What was it?
No, planetary, I don't know what it was. I forget. I call it planetary devastation. That's definitely not One Piece. Okay. Turn in the page. Winter Island.
Oh!
Oh shit. Okay. So Blackbeard's there. Law's hat is on the ground. The Polar Tang submarine of the Heart Pirates has been sunk.
I mean, who
Without your
didn't see
ship,
that coming? But still.
hey, right? Without your ship, you can't call yourself a pirate crew. You've got no means of escape. And let me just look at the panel here. It looks like Penguin or Shachi's still underwater. We see Laws beaten
I
and
see
bloody on the
Jean
ground.
Blart underwater.
Oh, sure, yeah, yep. And
Uh,
we see
I think
Beppo as
everybody who's
well.
not Beppo in Law.
That's what it looks like. Okay.
Okay,
Those
come on, come
100.
on, come on.
Well, you keep talking. I can't read.
You started it.
You started.
You started it.
Those 100 pirates whose hearts you stole at Rocky Port are all living in fear on Pirate Island. But if I bring your heart back with me, I'm sure they'd be in a celebrating mood. You really made it for me? Yeah, but I can't guarantee it works. And this is Chopper's thought bubble, so. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh!
Are we actually?
Oh! Come
I just
on!
turned the page. I just can't decide whether to sell the OPOP fruit or use it. Can it give me eternal life? And Bep was going like, "Get your hands off my captain." Fucking A, alright.
Oh my god!
He's saying, watch out. Blackbeard's, huh? And everyone's like, Sulong. How can that be? The moon's not out. And he's going ham on him. And then we're getting another text box. On Winter Island in the New World. Damn, they escaped to sea. The pirate Trafalgar Law. He's going like, go back, Beppo. Can't leave the crew behind. See, and I appreciate that about Law. He does care about his crew.
Exactly.
And Beppo's like, I'm not going back. Trust them, Captain. We came out of that frozen port in the north, and we made it this far. None of us are gonna die. We made it together as a team. You can't die now, Captain. Please, Captain. Please don't die. Pirate Trafalgar Law and his heart pirates defeated.
But they're
So
not losers. Like the Blackbeard Pirates ran off still. Defeated,
no,
sure, but
well, and we'll get into it. That's the end of the chapter. I think. What is there another chapter next week? I have
no.
to double check.
No,
There
there is
isn't?
not.
Ah, me, really? How can they do this? Yeah, 14 days. Shit. All right. Well, if that's how they want to play it, I see you, Oda.
Okay, so that was fucking amazing.
Holy shit.
Like, I don't even know where to begin. You got the Kuzan flashback, which all it did was tease another Kuzan flashback. You got Garp like against Kuzan, sorry, Kuzi. You got
Hmm.
Kobe, who's got a chain we can't get off. Uh, like, Law's defeated. That's a thing.
Hmm.
I mean, I
Yeah.
saw it coming, but I didn't see Blackbeard also being defeated. So what does this mean? Because I can't
Well,
imagine Oda just set them up, had Law defeated for the fun of it, and then sent Blackbeard away with Outlaw. Like, what's the catch here? What's the implication?
well, here's what I want to point out, and I'd have to log in and actually go to the actual chapter, but I want to draw your attention to when Kid was defeated. Because there,
Okay.
it said his crew was like completely destroyed or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yep.
So different word choice here. Uh, so they say defeated, but I personally, I don't think this means Law's out of the running for the One Piece, but I do think it's not a good sign.
No, no, I
Um,
get that, but like, why do this if he's A, not captured, and B, not entirely defeated? Why just have his ass kicked and then Blackbeard walks away?
well, I think what I really like about this is that, we just came off of Wano. We took down two emperors. We're all like, oh, this is nothing. Emperors are nothing. And all of a sudden, we have two of the people that took down, one Yonko together, go down to two different Yonkos, two different emperors. And it
Oh
just kind of
yeah,
shows you
I didn't
like,
even realize it's 1v1. They aren't shit.
and it's it it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you took down Big Mom and Kaido, who supposedly was the strongest there was, but like, don't forget, these emperors aren't nothing to trifle with.
Exactly. It took two of you to take down Big Mom, who I think is the least fearsome of the four emperors. Like, I don't want to downplay her because she's obviously a
Only
monster.
relatively, I'd say relatively, yeah, but
But I mean, Kaido's
yeah.
strongest being. Shanks is just ungodly. Don't fuck with Shanks. And
Mhm.
Blackbeard's so cunning. He's just got nothing but tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, and part of that too is, we see just in the this chapter in like the brief couple of panels that like it's not just him fighting, like um what's his name? Not Lafitte, not Takyu. I'm blanking on the
Oh my
sniper's name.
god. Oh, I feel like an idiot. I never set the stream info. It still thinks we're playing whatever.
Oh shit, that's all right. We'll get it
Uh,
next time. But
Not the end of the world.
nope. But Blackbeard doesn't fight on his own typically. Like he's very capable, but like he takes a hit, he's crying, He's a weakling. But I don't know. I think someone made the suggestion that maybe with Law and Kid defeated that this is how we get him to join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. And I kinda like that, but we'll
Oh.
see.
Okay, so what is the consensus on Blackbeard? Because like I've heard so many good theories that work so well for him.
Mhm.
Is he A, like three different people in one body, which there is a trio of pirate triplets to base that off of? Or is
Right.
he B, eating like the octopus food model Kraken, and he has three hearts like an octopus does, and that's why he can consume multiple fruits?
And that would make me, well, I mean, I could see it, but I wonder if there's a little bit more to that, you know. Or I'm thinking back at Marineford when he took Whitebeard's fruit.
Okay.
Uh, if it were as simple as I can just eat another devil fruit, then we can kill him here. We had a fruit on ready. Why would they need the black veil blanket thing? You know?
Red herring. Make people think that it's not just I've eaten the kraken fruit or I'm three people. Let
Hmm.
them see nothing and make them freak out of what the hell is going on, If they could just see him eat the fruit, but we don't know if he like sucked it out of him, if he reincarnated the fruit, if he like possessed him. You don't know.
Right. There's a lot of mysteries with him,
I think the
and
tarp is just like obviously it's there to keep the mystery, but I think it's
right.
because the real answer is something simple, and Blackbeard just doesn't want us to know that. He's making us go crazy trying to figure out what it is when it's
Mhm.
really nothing.
I can see it. I can see it.
But the way his teeth change patterns and his personality changes when his teeth are different, if he's either like brave or scared or cunning, it changes so rapidly, and you can't deny his teeth have different missing teeth every time you look at them.
So about this, because I this isn't the first time I've heard of this theory, but does it say? I've never looked super hard into it, other than people pointing to Jaya, where they're like, "What's up with that guy?" And Luffy and Zoro are like, "What's up with them?"
Yeah,
And I don't buy that that's evidence to that theory. I kind of think it's like, oh no, we're surrounded by everybody on his crew.
that I think that's how you're supposed to read it at first, but I think maybe in
Mhm.
hindsight, it's supposed to be more indicative of that guy is not normal.
Yeah, and I could see that being the case, but does it say anything about like are they all in one body or they're separate entities that are Blackbeard?
So the way the original real life pirate trio worked, you had the one brother who was a pirate. You had the two
Mhm.
brothers who stayed home with dad. They worked in like a blacksmith place. And then I think dad died, and they were like, well, fuck it, I guess we'll be pirates. And then you
Okay.
have this one pirate wandering the seas. They're all on the same crew. But
Mhm.
suddenly this fearsome pirate can be in three places in the world at once, and it kind of threw everyone off of what the hell is going on. How is he moving around this fast?
Hmm.
So the theory with Blackbeard is he started off on his own. He gets, well, I guess not on his own, but without his brothers.
Right.
Gets the, my God, I'm blanking on it.
Dark fruit.
Yeah, I like the names though.
Yami yami no mi.
Yami Yami no Mi, thank you. So he gets that, goes back to his brothers, and is like, hey, black holes them into him consensually,
Essentially.
and then he can just kind of black hole him out. Like he black holes his arm away and puts his brother's arm there, and
Mm.
he just switches out whose head is there. That's why they all match, but they all have different missing teeth and personalities.
Okay. I can see that. So then that leads me to my final question for you today on this topic, or on the not necessarily the final question, but where I'm going with all this is could it be that one of his brothers is the one that's at Egghead or is heading towards Egghead?
I don't know. So in my understanding, they're all in one body. I guess it's possible he could split himself and just like spit them out. But let's say
Mhm.
he spits out the version of him with the quake fruit. I'm blanking on the names today.
I'm not gonna know it. That
That's fine.
one's off my radar.
But so I guess original body Blackbeard would not have that power anymore since he spit the
Mhm.
body out.
Okay,
That'd also make sense why they needed the tarp, is he needed to not let people see he's switching his head real quick.
right.
And honestly, I
Because
don't think
I'm
we've seen him use both powers at once since then, so maybe he is split.
and I could see it like it. I don't know. It's because my only question now then is we see Blackbeard and like two of his crew members here, and I'd have to double check. I think we've seen Duck Q with them as well.
Yeah,
Um,
Dot Q is definitely on Winter Island.
and I think Lafitte as well. I could be wrong, but point I'm getting at
I
is
think Lafitte was there.
point I'm getting at is we see them there, and we see the rest at Full Lead Island fighting Garp. So then, who is on Blackbeard's ship heading towards Egghead? You know,
I mean, at this point, who are even the options? I think it's Katarina Devon.
Pretty sure we saw her at Full Ed.
No, I think she was notably absent, which could be a lot of fun because now you have a shapeshifter in the murder mystery plot.
Well, it's not a mystery. We know who did it.
No, no one else does.
Valo Pizarro is the guy's name.
We
You
were
figured it
close.
out.
We were a letter off.
Now, his fruit's different than Pika's, right?
I mean, in the same sense that the Tun Tun fruit is different than the Kilo Kilo fruit.
Right. I was asking as if
It's
it
the
was
same
a different
thing, but it's different but the same.
name. Okay, so
Um,
that's flashback. Not gonna count that.
God, I saw a really interesting theory about like how you fight a whole island.
Global warming.
Oh man, the final saga. I mean, we haven't even been on Egghead for like 4 chapters now, and that's translated to like 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane the things that are going on.
Oh,
I
Prince
did
Bruce.
I did not know One Piece could move this fast. And
Yeah,
as much as I appreciate a slow burn, this is freaking next level. Like every chapter, every episode is just on fire.
yeah, you're right. I'm not seeing Katarina Devon here.
No, I think she's absent. Blackbeard's absent. Is Shiryu absent from Full Lead, or did we see him?
Sure, he's there. He's at full
Okay,
limit.
I thought so.
Because that's what threw me off. Because I'm like, we see most of the other officers here,
So he's
but
an invisible swordsman. Does he fight
mhm.
Zoro, Sanji, or both?
That'd be kind of cool if he fought both. But I think the fact that they called out that Kuzan's the 10th captain, we have 10 crew members now. I like the idea if it's just one on one for everybody.
Yeah, no, I mean doubling up wouldn't exactly make sense. But if Zoro fights Shiryu, let's say Sanji fights I don't know, just for the hell of it, Kuzan, who's gonna fight Kizaru? Who's going to fight Lafitte? Like, we're running out of captains. I mean,
Oh,
obviously,
Brooke could fight Lafitte.
ooh, I didn't even think of that. That's a good matchup.
I
Obviously,
like it.
Usopp's going against Van Augur.
That's it. Thank you. That was killing me.
Katarina Devon is
I
either
see that.
Robin or Nami. I don't know who
I'd
the.
say I'd say Nami because Mirage Tempo, but that's a stretch. I don't know
I
if it
mean, I could
necessarily
see it.
I don't know if I necessarily see these matchups going up like just based on their abilities and stuff, but like I like the
I mean, there's
idea.
got to be some kind of matchup in terms of abilities, because, like, tell me Chopper's not going to fight Doc Q. Go ahead, tell me.
Mm, no, I can't. I was actually thinking about this the other day, just like the first crew members we see, like when it's Blackbeard and his four crew members. Like I was trying to think, like, what if his crew members are just kind of like reversed order of how Luffy got his, and that's what the matchup order will be. Like
Okay.
it doesn't fully line up, but like Jesus Burgess, I could see him going up against Jinbei or something, and because Burgess is a
Who
grappler, Jinbei is kind of a grappler.
I could see that, but who's
Uh,
going to fight San Juan then? I had Jinbei v San Juan.
oh, that's pretty good. I like that matchup, and it doesn't fully line up either because if I had anyone
I
go
could
up
see
against Van
Frankie v
Augur,
Burgess.
oh, actually, yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
I
I
mean,
like
like
that a lot.
Senor Pink all over, except with less respect.
Less respect, yeah. Not but the only trick in that is that Van Augur's there, and I want Usopp to fight him. So
Oh, that's gonna happen. I mean, it's the sniper who Usopp said way back pre Jaya that
yep,
nobody could possibly be that good.
right before Jai. I'm reading 5 chapters of One Piece every day. I just did that yesterday.
I want to go back and reread Water 7. That is high on my to-do list, but I've just got no time.
Yeah, I had to limit myself to 5 chapters a day because like if I didn't, I'd be like, I just want to get to this part or this part, and I'd be
Right.
reading, and then all of a sudden it's 2 hours later. I'm like, shit, I got shit to do. And this
I've
way, it's
got
like
so
I
much
pace
I want to
myself.
reread.
Yeah, it's been such a blast. I love early One
So,
Piece, and Jai is so good.
as much as I love One Piece as a whole, I have a special place in my heart for pre-time skip. I mean,
Hmm.
like the Four Emperor Saga, Dressrosa, this is all great. You know, it's
Hmm.
big, it's battle, it's everything we've been building to. But I like the
Yeah.
outright simplicity and going back, like, wow, you guys aren't even a little strong yet. You've got such a ways to go. You know,
Yep.
they were strong enough to get by, but the world was so much smaller and simpler.
And I love it because like you can tell that like while Oda does have an idea of where things are going, he doesn't have like an idea of how big the scope is going to get, and you just keep seeing things escalate and escalate. Like I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example. I mean, just the introduction of the Seven Warlords, you get to the end of Alabasta, and it's like, well, wait, we have these poneglyphs and the ancient weapons, and like after once you start heading towards Gyro, I mean, you have Whitebeard too, just like mentioned in Drum Kingdom, and you have
Mm-hmm.
Will of Doom
Oh my
mentioned in Drum
god.
Kingdom. Like, and Ace following Blackbeard, there's just you can see Oda being like, actually, I can get away with this. I can make this world bigger and bigger and bigger, and slowly starts building on that, and it's
So
so fucking cool.
I think my favorite thing Oda just like introduced on the spot, he Ace was not Roger's son until he was on the execution platform. And
Hmm.
then Oda went to his writers and was like, wait a minute, does this make sense? And they were like, yeah, you know, we could fill that in for sure. And he was like, Ace is Roger's son now. Just then and there to up the stakes and make it even cooler.
It's so cool, and
Which,
it makes it work so well just because of how his arc goes in that entire
no,
arc.
exactly. What I need to know, though, is what was the plan before that? Because he
Yeah,
wasn't Luffy's blood brother. You know, they were always not related
got
by
a different
blood.
name.
So,
Yeah,
what was his original origin?
it
Oh,
makes you wonder.
it worked out so well. I don't even care. Whatever it
No,
was not as good as this.
no, right. Also, I just want to point out too, I'm looking at Kujaku, and it's like I heard someone mention that Suru's just like the mastermind behind all these powerhouses in the Navy. I appreciate it. Suru respect.
Subaru's the
That's
master
what,
behind them all.
well, she trained a Kainu, and now he's a monster. And
Okay.
there's someone else that they mentioned that she was training. I'm blanking on it right now, but then we see her, granddaughter, and it's like, well, she's kind of a monster too. Not Akainu levels, but like,
I mean, I don't get why she trained Akainu though. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's not capable of that,
Mhm.
but none of her values seem to be instilled in him. He's so,
Yeah,
you know, hot tempered and violent, and she seems to be reserved and thought out.
yeah, no, it makes you wonder. There's definitely more to his character that we don't know yet, like where his origins and stuff. But like, I don't know. I'm just so interested in the characters whose backstories we haven't seen that are like major antagonists, like Blackbeard and Akainu, because they're gonna be like fucked up and stuff. Because like we've seen bits of Blackbeard's backstory, and I don't know. I'm just,
Well,
I love the series.
no offense, Kizaru, are you ever gonna do anything? He's on the move to Egghead. He showed up at
Mhm.
Saba Odi. Of all of the admirals, though, you know, I don't hate any of them. But come
No,
on,
yeah.
Kizaru, are you gonna do something? Like, be as interesting as the rest of the admirals. I mean, freaking Green Bull showed up and was interesting right off the bat. Fujitora
Yeah,
showed up and
yeah.
got his own arc immediately.
Dude, all the animals are so fucking cool.
They are,
I'm
but I
just
just
saying.
want Kizaru to do something.
He was cool at Sabaody, and I
Was
like, if
that
nothing else,
was pre time skip. That was pre Impel Down. Next time we
if
saw
nothing
him
else,
was Marineford, where all he did was get held up by Ben Beckman.
well, he did some other stuff, like he quote unquote killed Marco. But I was gonna bring up the Ben Beckman thing because, like, if nothing
Oh
else,
my
he served
god.
as like a warning that's like, hey, Ben Beckman's not normal. That he can hold up someone made
Yeah.
out of light.
No, what the hell did he do that he held a gun? I mean, it's a gun, point
Yeah.
blank. How the hell did you even get next to him? He moves at the speed of light. But you just appear next to him with a gun and the admiral
Mhm.
surrenders.
Yeah,
What the
it makes you
hell
wonder.
is Ben Beckman? And you know, it's not directly related, but what the hell does that make Shanks that he's got Ben Beckman under him?
Right? Hey, golly,
I
there's
cannot wait. I cannot wait for Oda to pull the rug out from under us and reveal it is not Blackbeard who's like the inherited will of rocks,
mhm.
but Buggy. Like
That'd be awesome.
rocks, he's famed as being Roger's like oldest and most fearsome enemy. Like his first enemy, his oldest enemy. That's Buggy to Luffy. He was the first one we encountered. He chased him to the Grand Line. Okay,
Well, technically it was Alvito.
Alvida.
So
No, but this she joined Buggy's crew.
if you want to go back even further, it was technically Higuma. So
He didn't fight Higema.
he kind of did. He just didn't win.
Anywho, so like what we learned about rocks in God Valley wiped from history. Like we don't talk
Mm,
about God Valley. Nobody knows this island ever existed.
right, right, right.
People know rocks though. Like obviously Blackbeard knows Zebek. Uh, they mentioned Zebek like 3 or 4 times in that conversation alone, and for a thing that's wiped from history, there's Garp. Who's Buddha? Can't think of his name.
Whose name?
It was the Buddha boy, big Buddha boy,
Oh,
Fleet Admiral
Sengoku.
Sengoku. There we go.
Sengoku.
Jesus. There's just there's a good many people that still know Zebek. Kaido also on that list who just don't talk about him.
Hmm.
And the thing we learned from Kaido a lot is that how you die matters.
Yeah.
So what if, like the showdown on God Valley happened, but not because Rox was so fearsome, because his crew was so fearsome. Now let's
Mm,
shift back, talk about Buggy. Buggy's got, Crocodile under him, he's got Mihawk under him. Like, what if
yep.
he just keeps accumulating this massive crew? The world sees him as this fearsome powerhouse. What if we get, the new God Valley where it's Luffy and Kobe have to take on the Buggy and his crew? But we don't talk about it in the future because, goddamn, Buggy was the guy we were afraid of. Like, we let this happen. Like, his crew was fearsome, but what if Rox Zebek was just, the front man, was just a cowardly weakling who kept successfully failing upwards?
I'd love that. I
I
don't
would
know if that'll
fucking love
happen,
it.
but
I could definitely like as much as all of that makes sense, you can draw the correlations. The part to me that really sells it is it's his
mhm,
oldest long-standing enemy. I'm like, that's
right,
Buggy.
right.
I would love to see Buggy become the new Rocks. He's already got the powerhouse crew under him. The world's already afraid of him. He just
Mhm,
needs a couple more guys.
right. No, for
Actually,
sure.
I take back what I said about Big Mom earlier. Forgot Buggy was an emperor, so she's not dead last.
No, nope. We can all, she can take credit in that, but
Yeah, no, I'll give her that much. I would
golly,
love
that'd be
to see
something else.
that. I
That'd be
would
something
love
else.
to see that.
Oh man, what a good fucking chapter.
Not genuinely, there's not a chapter that goes by anymore. Like, not that I've ever read a chapter and hated it, but there's definitely been chapters where it's just like, oh, this is a chapter, they went to a place, a thing happened. I'm sure that'll come back up later. But
Mhm,
every chapter now is just action, 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 action. We're going to the One Piece. We are
mhm.
beelining it for the end. Do you think we're ever going to go to the moon?
No, I don't think so.
That's a damn shame.
I don't know if we have time for that, you know?
I know, like, with everything else we have to do, especially if we're sticking to that roughly 5 years, I don't have no idea how you get to the moon and get back without having an entire fucking space adventure.
Yeah, and that's what troubles me the most about it is because we have things escalating to a fever pitch on Earth. There's too much happening.
Exactly. Like, a detour to the moon, as fun as it would be, kind of irrelevant.
Like we go to Egghead just on a whim, thinking this will be like a short 20 chapter adventure, and it's turned into so much more than that. Like I can't imagine that they'll just be like they'll decide to fuck off and go to the moon after this.
Fuck off and go to the moon.
Fuck it, wait, forget the One Piece. We're going to the moon unless the log
Okay,
post.
what I want to know then is one, when does Enel come back? Two,
Mhm.
why did we invent the entirety of the moon culture? Like Enel could have found some ancient ruins and just gotten, whatever he got from the ruins. Why is there an entire active civilization? Like,
Well,
there's a lot going on up there for us to not even ever bother going into detail on it.
and I don't disagree, but I something that I've noticed with the cover stories is that they don't always necessarily lead to something big. Um, for example, I just finished Alabasta, and that was when the Django and Full Body cover story is happening
Mm-hmm.
about how they both became like Marines. Technically, I know Full Body already was, but
Yeah.
um, it all kind of culminates in they're under Hina, and they're there to try and stop the Straw Hats from escaping Alabasta, and that's we get a few panels with them. It's like, oh shit, it's those guys. We got a bone to pick with them, and
Yep.
that's it. We see them in the background here and there, but that's it.
No,
So
I feel like
if
they're going
anything,
to do something. I don't think it's going to be anything big or major like, "Oh my god, they finally did it." Like I feel like they're going to do literally anything by the end of the story.
yeah, I mean
But
maybe.
I see the point you're making, but I just disagree like
Well, here's where I come from. It's like because every other cover story's had varying effects on the story. Like Buggy's, obviously he came back and he's a major force now, but I could see it being where like Anaru shows back up and oh he's got space pirates with him.
you just
You
call
read
him
the cover
Enaru like a
story?
fucking plebeian.
That's how he was first translated, so that's what I stick to. But I switch on constantly, so it's not even
I
like I
know.
only
It's
call him.
just threw me off that I've never heard you call him Enaru specifically.
I don't even know what the official naming for him is, but
I think
it's
it's an
not a
L.
huge deal. I could see it. That might be it. But I think if anything, he'll show up with his space pirates, and it's like, well, you remember this from the cover story, and we might get like a panel on a page being like,
Oh,
Anaru.
I'd be fine if they just make space relevant by bringing back a couple of pirates with Enaru. You've got me doing it now, you bastard.
I gotcha. Because like, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Now that's
that's all
enough
I
for
have to
me
say.
to justify space, but damn, I'd love to
And I,
see like two-piece space adventure.
right? And I could see Oda answering questions like once NL comes back. See, I switched it. Um, he'll answer a question like an SBS or something, and or in some interview be like, "Oh yeah, so there's this that." Like I'm sure he's got the space pirate stuff all written down and stuff, but just probably don't have time to cover it.
The only way I could see us going to the moon is like you get to Laugh Tale and maybe there's like a magic elevator, teleporter, real
Like
ass
Willy
just
Wonka.
elevator to the moon. Like I
Willy
could
Wonka.
see somehow the One Piece transporting you there,
Hmm.
and the treasure is actually just like the entirety of the universe opens up for you to go explore. But other than that, I don't see any way we feasibly just get to the moon.
Right. Yeah, it'll be tough to justify. I don't know.
But still, I mean, Anel's got to come back, and he's not just going to come back to take part in an arc. I feel like he's going to be a major driving force. But he also can't show up like at the beginning of an arc. It's got to be like comes in midway through. Oh shit, Anel's back.
Yeah,
Is he
and
even
that's
a
that's.
threat anymore though? Like, don't get me wrong, he's a threat to everyone but Luffy.
Mhm.
But unless he's gotten monstrously stronger, I feel like Luffy can just one shot him. I mean, he
And
tanked
yeah,
electric hits before, but now he can literally grab lightning bolts.
true. It's one of those things where like I struggle to decide if he'll be a major force when he comes back or like a primary antagonist when he comes back. Like I think it
I
could
think
be
secondary antagonist still a major force.
definitely a major force. He's got the giant floating arc maxim and stuff. So like he
God
could
damn, what
be a
does the
threat.
Arc Maxim even do? Like, I
Hmm.
mean, I know like physically what it does, but what plot
Right.
purpose is that going to serve?
We'll get to the
When are
moon.
we gonna get the backstory on Zunisha? There's so much to do. I don't know how he possibly is gonna do this in 5 years.
Oh, he'll get it done. I don't know if in 5 years, but
He'll get it done for sure, but
he'll
yeah,
get it
I
done.
don't know about five. I'm thinking eight minimum. Because
We'll see.
six, like Egghead, how long have we been on Egghead now? Half a
Uh,
year? And we've done nothing?
no,
Well,
I
we've done
wouldn't
a
say
lot of
half.
stuff, but the plot is just thickening like a good chowder.
Like a good chowder. All right, so it started in 1058. We have been there for 23 chapters.
That's half a year.
Yeah, I guess so.
And especially
I
when
guess
you
so.
count the bye weeks, we've been there longer than half a year.
1058. Weird to think that the anime's not there yet.
Dude, the
1058
anime's not to fucking whole cake yet. We just got Kaido's voice.
in August. No, the anime's in Wano.
Oh, is the
What are
anime
you
in
talking about?
Wano?
It's
Oh,
been, where have you been?
I stopped watching the dub. Like I don't follow it at all. It's too slow.
I'm not talking about the dub.
Oh yeah, no, I know the anime's in Mondo, man. So Mandy and I watch it weekly, but we missed a week a couple weeks back, and then the next week she was busy. Then she went to visit her family. Then she was
Yep.
tired when she came home. So we're gonna watch it today. We have 6 episodes built up.
Dude, they're getting
Yeah,
to the Zoro King stuff. I might.
yeah. No, I know that part's in Wano. The dub is still back in not whole cake yet.
Nah, they're. I saw a clip and I'm like, oh shit, they're that far already, and I forget what it was. It might have been Dressrosa.
But
So
no,
I'm
I
like, they
think
left off
the
at just
episode
right
we're
now.
about to watch, we're finally gonna get like where Sanji asks Zoro, "Hey, if shit goes wrong, I need you to kill me," and I'm just
Okay,
waiting for that line.
it's such a good line.
Wano's been pretty incredible so far in terms of the animation.
Hmm.
My only holdup is they really didn't do Ashura any justice. I mean, not Ashura the character, Nine Sword style any justice. They put a lot of effort into the animation, but it just didn't play like they thought it would. Just not as cool as anything else that's happened. By the time we watch this, though, we're only going to be like 10 ish episodes from Gear 5.
Yeah, we're getting close.
I know, I'm fucking excited.
I'm gonna, because I was trying to follow it weekly and I just kind of forgot, and all of a sudden it's been like half a year and there's like 30 episodes now, and I'm like, shit, I'm just gonna watch the highlights. So I'm
Exactly.
gonna,
It's not worth it when you already know the story. You've already
no.
seen the best parts, and it's 90% filler.
So I'm just gonna go through like a list of episodes, pick out stuff I want to see, and then I'll ask people like, hey, what was adapted better than it had it
Jerry
run to me?
O'Connell.
What's up? Oh, um, but you know, my favorite character in One Piece is Jerry O'Connell. Shout out to you, Jerry O'Connell. You were great in I'm gonna say sliders again because I'm blanking.
I love how you had to think of it, and then you just said one you've already said.
Well, I can
Um,
listen. Here's the.
Here's the thing.
It's great and can't hardly wait. There we go. He's uncredited in that, but I remember I saw him. All right, I'm gonna.
I got to give a shout out to the guys who make One Piece though, because that takes time
Mhm.
and effort, and I get that you can't say entirely up to date on it, but as far as you've gotten, I really appreciated it. Moved us significantly faster through the anime.
Yeah. Now, if excuse me, if oh my God, excuse me, if I do like force someone to sit down and be like, hey, let's watch this, I'll see if how up to date One Piece is. I know they're updating stuff
I
constantly.
last I checked, I think they got through Whole Cake, or at least near the end. I
Hmm.
don't. Last I checked though, they hadn't done Wano yet, which is fair because it's
Oh,
ongoing.
they do what I like about them is they like will take a few weeks after an episode comes out and then they'll just kind of merge them into two, and that's how they do it. So like
Mm-hmm.
they've been in Wano for a while now, but it's obviously not as up to date as the anime is. But
Yeah, no, if I have to recommend One Piece to someone, I show them One Piece. I'm like, just this will cut 60 hours out of your any given arc.
mhm.
They're That one part in Dressrosa gets me every time, where it's
Dude, I can't stand.
Gats, and he's just the the winner. The winner. I timed it. It's 7 minutes and 43 seconds of saying a single fucking sentence. There's
It's
a
really bad.
commercial break in between it.
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
So I'm looking on
Honestly,
their
go ahead.
website. They've got um oh, those are just arts. They have completed arts. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I didn't like they have them listed up front with like cool little thumbnails and shit.
Ooh.
They don't they're working on Baratier right now. Everything else up to Drum Island is done. Drum Island is not done. Alabasta
What
looks
do you
like
mean Drum
it's
Island's not done?
not. I'm on their website. So
You're talking
Jaya's
about where
not
we picked
done.
up Chopper.
Yeah,
That's not done?
they the way they did it, they started working on filling the backlog. Like it wasn't they didn't have it all down to snuff right away, you know. Like Water Seven's not done.
Really? I thought they just went from the beginning to the end and got caught up.
No, they've been jumping around. It's been a project they've
Ah.
had multiple people working on for almost a decade, probably more than a decade now at this point.
Well, I really appreciate that they did the most up to date stuff I was trying to watch. I
Hmm.
could have sworn they had all the back stuff done, but man, double kudos to you guys. Like, keep it up. Your work is appreciated, even if it's by, just one person somewhere.
Yeah, I think post time skip, once you get to like Sabodi post that, everything else is up to date, but I'll double
I'm
check
gonna
that.
need to rewatch just Water 7 through Marineford. That's my favorite stretch of the show.
It's so damn good.
The
And
only holdup is Thriller Bark, and that's not even bad. It's just not great.
it's the least good of them all.
It's the least good of them all. Saving Grace is it doesn't take too long to get in and out. But
It takes longer than people think it does, and every time I
yeah,
remind people that it's like,
what arc did you say it's the same size as?
oh, I had to double check.
It's like
It's
46 chapters.
Yeah, give or take. It's 22 episodes on One Piece. It's like five more episodes than Marineford, which is at
Really?
17. Yeah.
Huh? Is Marineford not complete? I take it.
No, it's done.
How is it? It's not longer than Marineford.
Yeah, it is. Marineford's like 30 chapters. That's how good that story is.
Oh my god, Marineford's concise.
It's concise and yet so much happens.
I guess it depends. I don't know. I guess I didn't watch it on One Piece. I watched it on just the dub, and
Hmm.
the Impel Down to Marineford transition definitely takes a few minutes.
Yeah.
Spend some time on a boat.
And the once you start getting to that point in the anime, like obviously the pacing it doesn't get as bad as it is in Dressrosa, but it's
No.
like you can see it's starting to falter a bit more and more.
Mm-hmm.
But
I went
yeah.
back and restarted just episode 1, and the filler's already noticeably there.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, the anime is the beginning is not my favorite. I don't like what they did with it.
That being said, first time through, I was just like enthralled by it. I was captured hook, line, sinker. I loved it. I from episode 1 wanted to watch 800 episodes of this.
Nice, nice. So they did their job, you know?
No, they did. They got me. I bought a Dragon Ball Z DVD, a One Piece
Mhm.
movie. I think it was even a TV special. Like Heart of Gold came up on the previews. I was like, that looks
Okay.
pretty cool. I'll check this out. Had no idea what I was getting into.
Yeah, no one ever does.
100% worth it.
Dude, I don't know if I told you, I maybe I did, but I put Dragon Ball on every night as I start going to bed. I've made it through all of Dragon Ball. I've started on Z, and it's like I'm so used to Dragon Ball Z Kai, I'm not used to the slower pacing of Dragon Ball Z like normally. And it's like we're 30 episodes in. We just finished the Saiyan saga. I'm like, that's nuts. That was 10 episodes in Kai.
It really
Not that I'm
was
like,
10 episodes.
and like I don't mind it. It's cool because it's like actually following the manga, and it's like
Yeah.
there's filler, like you can tell from the beginning, but like like half of episode one is Gohan like almost falling down a waterfall,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
you
like
know,
I don't even care.
it's filler, but it's a lot less of a story-driven story. It's more just like a lot of it is Gohan falling
Mhm,
down a waterfall and having fun watching these characters interact with the world. Like take the Boo
mhm,
saga where Gohan wants to get back in shape, so there's a time spent with him and Goten just training, throwing rocks at each other. You
mhm.
know, that's not plot necessary, but it's fun to watch the
Ooh.
characters.
And I will say too, there's they did a little bit of what they do with Wano and One Piece, where they just kind of fill in some blanks that wasn't in the manga. Because like I'm reading Dragon Ball Z again, so I can just jump right back into Super or GT or whatever you have you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, GT. More
that
like GTFO, am I right?
I actually haven't watched it, so I might actually sit down and watch all of that, but we'll see. Um, but I noticed that like towards the end of the Saiyan saga, when everyone that's watching, trying to watch the news at the house, is like running over to like pick up our heroes and stuff, it's like Corrin's there, and we're not really sure why. He's just kind of there. But on the show, they show him showing up to Kame House, and like, oh, it's Corrin. Whoa, you know. So they like flesh out stuff a little bit more that's not necessarily addressed in the manga, and I appreciate that.
Do yourself a favor. Finally finish Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
That see, I was actually gonna do that because like I'm reading through all this and like I'm reading what they're saying on the page, I'm listening to what they're saying in the show, and it's like I can just hear the lines from this point in
Like,
DBZA.
it's Dragon Ball Z if everybody's a sarcastic asshole. Like, they make fun
Mhm.
of the property so hard, but you can tell they do it out of love and they know what they're doing.
Right.
One of my favorite lines is it's in the Cell Saga, okay? You got Gohan and Goku coming out of the hyperbolic time chamber, and
Hmm.
you have Vegeta and Piccolo fighting out front on Kami's lookout. And you just start to hear the Goku group coming down the hall, and you can hear Goku's voice echoing. He's like, okay, Gohan, now remember, don't tell them how strong we've really gotten because they'll be super jealous. Piccolo will probably just stand there and glare at us and say something about, I'm gonna go meditate on my own. And Vegeta, oh, you know good old Jeets. He'll say something like, ah, my Saiyan pride, I wish I was a carrot. And so Goku
It's just a
walks
good joke.
out, and Vegeta's like, mock my fucking Saiyan pride, will you? And Goku goes, I knew he'd say it.
I knew he'd say it.
Just, I wish I was a carrot. Has no idea what he's actually talking about.
It's hilarious.
It's so good, so funny. I thought the Cell Saga was the worst one, but upon
Hmm.
rewatch, it's probably my favorite.
I will say too, there's a little bit of that, and I'm reading through Z. I'm in the Frieza saga right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got past the point where King Kai's like, "Hey Goku, guess who's here?" And it's like all of the people that died fighting the Saiyans and stuff. And you get like two text bar or two, three, four panels of like Tien and Piccolo being like, "I will get stronger. I will train here and get even stronger than Goku."
Mm-hmm.
And then King Kai's immediately like, "All right, so we'll start your training off by you guys telling me your best jokes." And then there's a text box that's like along the lines of Piccolo and Tien were immediately faced with the test they were the least prepared for or equipped for. And it just made me laugh. 'Cause it's like, these guys know what they're doing. This Akira Toriyama guy, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there was another one. What was it? Just the amount of times on Namek that they really just poke fun at Vegeta declaring himself to be a Super Saiyan. And just every
Mhm.
time someone powers up, oh, you weren't prepared. Now he's a Super Saiyan because I finally big. And it's a running joke of, will you shut the fuck up? We get it. You're not like I. They only say it like 2 times in the anime, but they say it a
Mhm.
solid like 7 in DBZA, and it just wears on everybody's nerves.
I will say,
They
actually,
make fun of this show, but you can tell it's fans making fun of
it's
the show.
out of love. Yeah, I
Mm.
will say, when I was reading the Saiyan stuff, and every time you mentioned the Kaioken, I in my head was like, Kaio, what? I was just picturing that, and I'm like, that's such a great running joke.
It really is. Like, no, I know what I was gonna say. So the Broly movies, I love how they made the movies canon. By the way,
Hmm.
so there's a
Yeah,
Broly movie. He blows up South Galaxy, and King Kai goes to send Goku to go investigate. And
right.
Goku's like, "I'm on it," and just instant transmissions out of there.
Mhm.
And pops back a second later with his hand behind his head, laughing. He's like, "Oh, so it turns out I can't breathe in space." He just teleported to South Galaxy and was gonna figure it out from there. Oh my
We've
god,
gotten
I love that show. We were way off topic.
way off topic. Way off
Nah,
topic.
I think that concludes our thoughts on One Piece.
Yeah, I think we're at a good stopping point for One Piece.
So yeah,
Let
we'll go
me
ahead. Uh huh.
as we're wrapping up, leave your thoughts because I'm assuming we'll put this up as a YouTube video.
Yeah,
Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think would win in a fight? Kuzi or Usopp?
Kuzi v Usopp, the battle we've been
Usopp.
waiting for. Oh come on, let's at least give him a good matchup.
All right, Kuzi versus Foxy. There you go. There we go. Yeah,
I I think I hate you.
feeling better about that one. I'm feeling better about that. I'm just trying to think. Oh, actually, here's a good one. Kuzi versus Condoriano. There we go. Make him canon, Oda. You know what to do. The honorary
I'm
Straw Hat
gonna say
Condoriano.
Ice Candy v Bartolomeo. I think that one's at least interesting.
That could be interesting. Yeah, I
Because
like
like
that.
Bartolomeo not super strong, but that barrier though.
But yeah, I
All
could
right,
see it.
so comments down below. Have a fight.
Have a
Kuzi
fight.
v Bartolomeo. Yeah, no, actually
Which
meet up and punch each other. Winner is right. That's how discussion
they
works.
they actually meet up and they just slap fight. You know, that's how it is. That's how it
But
goes.
that barrier though.
But that ice though.
Anyway, if you like the video, leave a like. Feel
Leave a
free to
like.
comment, join in on the discussion. Subscribe in our follow section and subscribe for follows. Um,
Yeah.